welcome to this episode of The Good, the Bad and the Odd with your host, Mark and Sam. Hi, Sam.
Hello there.
So today we've got one of our free choice episodes, which was your choice. So what did you pick?
Yeah. So kind of continuing on from our Daisy, I actually ended up just choosing ConAir because that's another Nick Cage movie.
Yeah, an action film with Nick Cage, isn't it?
Yeah.
It didn't make... Excuse me. It didn't make many action films in this period, but I think it was The Rock and ConAir. And then he kind of went into, I don't know, Ghost Rider. And he kind of went back to action films with that mental one where he's like, what's it? The one where he comes back from hell.
Oh, yeah. Oh, Mandy. Yeah.
No, not that one. Yeah, that was a good one. But no, there was another one where he was like a bounty hunter for the devil or something. Something like that. That was a good one. With, you know what, I'm blanking. Amber Heard's in it.
Okay.
She was quite good in it, actually. Anyway, let's get back to this. 1997, action thriller, directed by Simon West, who did, I think, the first Lara Croft film, and a few others. So we got Nicolas Cage, John Cusack, good to see, and John Malkovich.
You don't see him a lot, really.
Say again?
You don't see him in a lot.
Who's that? John Cusack?
John Cusack.
Well, you used to see him in a lot in 80s teens stuff, you know, like Better Off Dead and things like that. And he's great in those. He's really good. Good. I saw him in a more recent thriller recently. Like, I think it was 1408, like a horror thriller. But yeah, that even say recently, it's probably like 10 years old. So ConAir is the name of this flight of convicts delivering convicts around the country, right? That's the thing. Other people in it: Steve Buscemi, Ving Rhames, Cole Meany. Interesting to see Cole Meany in a film because I'm so used to seeing him in Star Trek, Next Gen, and Deep Space Nine as Chief O'Brien. It was
weird seeing O'Brien
sweary,
just being the worst person.
He was
he was just awful in this entire movie.
Yes. Yeah, definitely. We also have Danny Trejo as a rapist, Johnny 23, and the number means how many people he's raped. Lovely.
Delightful.
We also get as the prison guard Rachel Tickerton, who was actually like one of the lead females in Total Recall.
Okay.
And that was a 90s action too. There was some interesting cast. I like Ving Rhames. Steve Buscemi, really weird seeing Steve Buscemi. For some reason, I hadn't really noticed him before. For some reason, as soon as I saw him, I thought, God, he looks like Bill Skarsgård. He really looks like Bill Skarsgård when he's...
Yeah, see, me and my friend who I was watching this with, we made a joke that it was going to be Steve Buscemi because they were treating this guy like They were treating him like they treat the raptors at the start of Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
Like when they load him onto the plane.
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh, God. And then you kind of see his haircut and it's like, what if this is like Steve Buscemi, someone on wiry? And then they took the mask off and it was Steve Buscemi.
Wow. So did you realise it was Steve Buscemi?
Not until the mask came off.
Wow. That's a weird... did you see him in the credits then or something?
No.
I mean, he's the genuine...
I might have seen him in the credits and that sort of like put the bit in my head, like that he was in the film.
Yeah,
but I didn't know, like going knowing he was in the film or really sort of know at that point that he was in the film. So.
Yeah, and his character is the real completely, mental psychopath,
Yeah, you're saying all this. He doesn't do anything.
No, but he's more like the Ed Gein kind of character, right? Rather than the criminals. I mean, there was another guy called Billy Bedlam that had done a mass murder, but there was a reason for the mass murder. It was horrible, but there was a reason for it. Whereas Steve Buscemi kind of just did his serial killer thing, right? I kind of like the nickname. Cyrus the Virus made me laugh.
Yeah, all the nicknames were just odd.
They were funny. Diamond Dog. Ving Rhames was Diamond Dog. Yeah. There was what was it? Baby O. Who was Nick Cage's friend.
Yeah, Nick Cage's cellmate. It was basically like all of the worst people in the prison system, and then there was Nick Cage and his cellmate.
And Nick Cage was on his way home from parole.
Yeah, he was on his way to get paroled.
He was paroled, so he was on his way home to see his wife, and it was his daughter's birthday, July 14th. Yeah. So, and he'd not seen her. He didn't want her to come visit him in prison. He didn't want her to know what have memories, which is fair.
Yeah, that's a
but I noticed that Nicolas Cage is the only one without a nickname. Of all the cons. And we got Swamp Thing also made me laugh, who was the pilot.
Yeah, that was a really weird one.
Yeah. And there was a camp, effeminate homosexual character called Sally Can't Dance.
It was,
as well.
Yeah, like that character appeared, and I was like, "Oh, this is going to be I'm sure this is going to be very tasteful."
It wasn't tasteless. It was. I mean, it was camp, but it wasn't. But it wasn't like. I can't watch this because of this. Do you know what I mean? It wasn't that bad.
Yeah.
The only other one that didn't have a nickname was the drug lord, Cindino. I think. Unless he did. Can't remember now. But yeah. So essentially, Nicolas Cage finally gets paroled after 8 years. And we see why he's been in prison, because he was a US Ranger, right? And he was honorably discharged. The day of the discharge, he was...
Yeah, he went to meet his girlfriend at the bar.
Oh, his wife, wasn't it?
I'm not sure. She shows off his ring.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, and then some skeevy guys are hitting on her and then assault him. And he kills one.
Yeah, he basically drives one of their nose back into their skull, doesn't he, with a move? So he's fighting 3 blokes, basically, to defend his wife. So what's wrong with that, right? But he gets 10 years, but he gets parole after 8, and we see him living through this prison, and there's, like, riots and shit going on, and he's just
quietly, like, doing his time.
Yeah, he just wants to do his time. I think this is a first watch for me. I've seen bits of it, but I don't remember seeing all of it. First watch for you?
Yeah, full on first watch for me.
Yeah, so. Lots of 90s music as well. How Do I Live? Things like that, right?
This is the friggin' music, especially towards the very end, was just insane.
Yeah, yeah. It was mad. He's someone who fought honourably in Desert Storm, and when he gets home to meet his wife, there's these guys saying, "You're a pussy. You're the reason we lost it." And it's like, did you lose?
Vietnam.
Oh, we lost Vietnam. It's like, what? He would have been about 5 when Vietnam was going on. What are you talking about?
But yeah, basically, while all these prisoners get loaded onto a plane to get shuffled about,
called the Jailbird.
Yes, the Jailbird, but. Gets taken over by Cyrus the Virus alongside Diamond Dog and it's Billy Bedlam, isn't it?
Yeah, Billy Bedlam and a few others.
Yeah, a couple of others.
Sally Can't Dance, things like that.
No, that's Sally Can't Dance shows up later.
Oh, does she? Oh, okay.
Yes, they're on the second prison. Okay. Like prisons.
And the only other inmates is Nick Cage and his mate. And his mate's diabetic. That's established really early on. So if he doesn't get his insulin, he dies in a weird way that people who have diabetes don't die. It's just a thing. Also, John Cusack is overseeing all this. It's his responsibility. But then Cole Meany turns up as this DEA guy.
Yeah, this shithead, like... federal agent is like, I gotta put a guy in
right there. Dickhead. And he's got a car with the ass kicker. And he says, no, we want to plant, and for what I gathered, they were planting a guy, so the guy would then be a roomie or near the drug lord Cindino. So the plan was to try and get basically infiltrate his inner circle to get info about Cindino's organisation, which sounds ridiculous.
Yeah.
Anyway, and John Cusack said, "No, you can't take a gun. You can't be packing. You can't have a gun."
Yeah. But he gives him a gun.
They kind of finally agreed to it, but they give him a gun anyway. So he's on this plane with a gun. With all these guns, and
they make specifically there is one gun on this plane. It is in a lockbox in the pilot's room.
Yeah.
And then as soon as the takeover happens, the pilot leads with the gun out of their door.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Gets the gun taken. So.
Yeah. It's mental. It's got that gloss. It's got that 80s slightly fuzzy look. I don't know if it was the copy actually, but you know what I mean. It's kind of
It was probably the
orangey, a
copy,
lot of
'cause
orange.
I was watching it on Disney Plus, and it was fine.
No, I was watching it on Disney Plus too, actually. But it looked a bit orange. It reminded me of the lighting and the colour palette reminded me of Top Gun, actually.
Okay.
Somewhat. So I had trouble following the plot because it's like they took over the plane, and then you find out after John Cusack gets into Cyrus the Virus cell, and there's a false brick, and there's all these plans about this plane and the fuselage. It's like, how did this guy get all this info?
Yeah,
it's ridiculous.
We're going to sort of roll on from that. So
Cyrus the Virus is in charge.
They have a plane, so. Yeah, their plan is to do a prisoner transfer that was organized. They realized like most of the people that were going to be transferred have been killed. At this point, the federal agent that's on there with the gun also jumps up, immediately gets shot.
Yeah.
and so
he's
now
got a tape. Also, not only has he got a gun, he's got a tape on himself, isn't he?
Yeah.
As well?
Which Nick Cage's character, as he's like stripping him down for like his outfit, he notices and puts it on one of the guards that's being sent off as one of the fake prisoners.
Yes. To kind of alert the authorities. Now, can I ask, was this film kind of what you expected? Did it?
Pretty much.
Yeah, I don't know why. I was expecting something more like Die Hard, like Nick Cage running around a much bigger plane.
No, they
it wasn't, was it? He was a con, pretty much.
They do a weird bit, and I do want a gif of it where they fight in like the cargo hold. It's just like Nick Cage stone faced, like running down this like cargo hold, like in a very close up as he runs down.
Yeah, is that where he's fighting Billy Bedlam?
Yeah.
Oh, the immortal line, right? Yeah. Put the bunny down. That one. Because Billy Bedlam finds his notes, he finds his bunny, and finds out he's got paroled. So, and he's been telling them he's got another 15 years to do. And firstly, they say to him, right, who wants to go off the plane? Who doesn't want to be part of the jailbreak kind of thing? And he volunteers with his friend Baby-O, but then he realises he'll leave the female guard there with...
No, because they can't transfer Baby-O off.
Oh, yeah, because it's black, right?
Yeah, they established that like all the prisoners that were transferred off are white.
White. So he doesn't want... Well, it's two reasons, isn't it? He doesn't want to leave it, and he doesn't want to leave this female guard with that Johnny 23. Now, we do establish...
He's already beaten the shit out of, and Cyrus was like, yeah, sure, that's perfectly reasonable.
Because Cyrus the Virus, he's a bad man. He murders, but he does not like rape.
No.
And as soon as Johnny 23 tries to get on with the guard, he's not happy, and he says, this is not happening on this flight, right? And so Johnny 23 kind of slinks off as well. And also Nick Cage kind of stops them doing murdering guards, doesn't he? But using logic, like, well, this is the only leverage we got until we get to here. So why would we kill these guys? And Cyrus is like, yeah, he's right. Yeah, do that. I quite like the way John Malkovich plays him as a kind of, all right, let's do that. He wasn't like intense or anything.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I think he says at one point, it's like, there's no plan beyond what I'm doing right now. So that kind of feeds into like everything. He's like, no, let's just do this thing.
While he's in charge, I mean, he doesn't act all alpha male, does he? It's not like, but everyone sort of, even Ving Rhames, who's like a. He's kind of a black militant, isn't he?
He's like full of. He has a whole weird little speech where he's like, I can play like this. He uses a slur, but he's basically I can pretend to be an underling for a bit, and then later on when a bunch of people have to try and tow the plane, like they're all pulling on ropes, he stood behind them whipping them.
Yes, it's funny. So essentially they get hold of this plane, but the plan is to. They're picking up Cindino, who's a drug lord, at one stop, but it was meant to be all kind of fake. The thing is, I remember I thought at the time, well, why didn't you take over the plane after you got Cindino rather than have to... Anyway, it doesn't really matter. It's an action film, right?
I think it was so that they could get the transponder off before.
There is a whole thing where they have to get rid of the transponder by taking
and they put it in like a tour plane and... freaking Cold Meanie is so ready to shoot that thing down.
Yeah, with 3 massive helicopters.
He takes off with like a couple of Apaches as well as like a Huey, and it's from just like the from the way that the ending is shot, it seems like Nick Cage's family is in the Huey the entire time.
Yeah,
it's very strange.
Yeah, it's really weird. It's the other thing is John Cusack says, no, they're not going there. They're going here. And like Cold Meanie just will not listen. So John Cusack has to get to an airport, but he goes, we've got no planes. He goes, how am I going to get? He goes, you can drive there in that time if you're real fast. And he sees the arse kicker car, doesn't he? So he just nicks it and drives off to this other place where they kind of land the plane, and they know. Well, I'm not sure. Are they prepared for the authorities to come, or they just?
Well, I think they were expecting transfer. Basically, they were just going to move over to another plane.
Yeah, which
but
was
then the other plane
Cindino's,
doesn't seem to be there.
Yeah,
so they kind of freak out a bit
because it's Cindino's jet, isn't it? And I think they're all going to jet back to Cindino's, but he's double crossed them. His jet is there, but in hiding, and he just wants to break away and get away from them, right? Yeah. And indeed, there's one point where they're all trying to drag, because the plane lands in sand, so it's kind of stuck, and they have to pull it all out manually.
Because there's another tour plane that is taking off at the same time they're getting on. Okay. So it ends up being like they kind of overshoot the tarmac, really.
Yeah, and there's a weird bit where a guy is in the tour plane, and as soon as he sees all criminals, he just legs it into the desert.
Yeah, he runs up to them. It's like, what the hell do you think you're doing? And they all just sort of look at him. He just turns and runs. It's hilarious.
And weirdly, he comes back like way later in the film, just still running through the desert. It's really funny, actually. Did you notice that bit?
Yeah, that was really
weird. John Cusack, meanwhile, is also at this place, but he's hiding, isn't he? He's hiding. Yeah. And doesn't he try and doesn't he park the car up? And at one point, Nick Cage,
the car in like a shed, basically, and him and Nick Cage kind of bump into each other while they're fighting.
But also Nick Cage just dropped some guy out of the plane earlier with enough in there that someone could.
It was Dave Chappelle's character.
Yeah, did you notice the guy driving the car where the body?
Yeah, it was the friggin'
Major Briggs from
Twin Peaks,
which was weird. It's
like how does this man keep getting associated with dead bodies turning up places?
Yeah, and also he was Scully's dad in the X-Files as well.
As
a major in the army, looking exactly the same. So weird. So a very small part though, but it was weird to see him in. It's like, in fact, was it him? And I looked at the cast. Yep, it's him. He's got a slightly different credit, like Donald S. His name's Don Davis. Donald S. Davis. He gets credit as, but it is him, right? It is him. That was weird to see. So they kind of work out that this guy Cameron Poe, who is, Nick Cage's character, and he's a proper Alabama boy doing the full accent, isn't he? Has to be said. They works out, he's coming parole, but he's staying on there. Why is he staying on there? Because he got off, and then they kind of work out. Okay. Also, Nick Cage is running around. He says, "I'll go and get the fuel truck," but he's looking for a needle to give his mate insulin.
Yeah, because they have insulin, but they don't have a needle to give it to them.
Yeah. Yeah,
but you'd think on a plane full of criminals, there'd be one needle.
One needle, yeah.
So,
and they do this transfer thing, don't they? I should have mentioned earlier, where they kind of tape up the guard's mouth and pretend they're prisoners, don't they?
Yeah, they pretend they've been rowdy. So
they've taped them up and stuff like that. There is all that. Meanwhile, Cold Meanie's flying back again to try and catch him. I'm trying to remember now. It kind of just all kicks off. And they get another...
It's the bit where it kind of turns into 3 movies. Yeah. We've got John Cusack having his kind of office drama with Cold Meanie. We've got Nick Cage running around looking for a needle. And then we've also got Steve Buscemi, who is always shot and lit in a different way whenever they cut to him than the rest of the characters.
Yeah, he's always shot from below, isn't he?
Lit naturally, and then it cuts to Steve Buscemi, and he's just like a silhouette, or he's lit from below, so he looks really kind of ghoulish.
Yeah, or they do a fisheye lens, but really close to his face.
Yeah.
So it looks like he's in a different planet from the rest of us.
Yeah, and he has this weird little Hannibal moment where he's talking to a kid. So.
Yeah. On the plane, it should say earlier, he says, "Oh yeah, I wore this girl's head through 3 states," and it's like, can we not talk about this now? He freaks out the other guys. But yeah, my favourite bit was probably put the buddy down. I have to say, that was kind of funny. And he then kills old Billy Bedlam by just kicking him on a pipe. Right, there's a pipe.
Yeah, he like spits him onto a pipe.
Right.
That was grim.
It was grim. Yeah, very commando-y kind of.
Yeah.
But he does get the bunny back, and he does say after he spears him, "You should have put the bunny down."
Yeah, why didn't you put the bunny back? Then people start to figure out. It's like, okay, we know someone is a traitor. He pulls the guard out. It's like, okay, 3, 2, 1, and then the diabetic friend jumps up. It's like, it's me. And they're Cyrus is immediately like, "You have been dying this entire time. It was definitely not you," and shoots him.
Yeah. It's there's a bit of that, and but Cyrus, I mean, it's really obvious who it is, but Cyrus is. I was like, is he just waiting for him to admit it, or does he really not know? I couldn't work it out. Anyway, they managed to get another plane, which is then running out of juice. And they crash on the strip.
No, it's the same plane. They've they
fueled it up. I have to say that at one point Nick Cage actually changed the plane to something, and it turns out it's the ass kicker car, but the plane just takes off with the car.
He changed it to a post.
Oh,
they shoot the rope.
That's right.
So it comes off, and then the ass kicker car gets caught. And dragged into the sky.
Yeah.
And so we get the weird visual of a plane basically circling the landing field
with a car flying behind it. And it's for real. There's no CG.
It looks practical.
Yes. It made me laugh.
How practical
at one point, doesn't someone say to Colm, "Isn't that your car?" He goes, "Nah, my car's in so-and-so."
Yeah, and then it lands in front of him and he just picks up the license plate.
Yeah. And it's like... And he's like starts threatening John Cusack. Goes, "Not now." It's all that, right? And then
they get in the helicopters, and there's the standoff of like, we gotta try and like
rocket him
down before they get to Vegas.
And they decide not to because there's proof. I can't remember what it is now, but somehow there is a clear way to indicate, but I can't remember what it is. Nick Cage is a good guy, and and all this stuff.
Yeah, he hops on the radio.
Oh, okay. So they stop them shooting him down, but then they crash into the strip in Vegas, totally wreck the place.
Yeah. And then Cyrus takes off in a fire truck.
Yeah, and meanwhile Steve Buscemi again wanders off and starts gambling.
He's just in his own film.
Yeah, it's like I can't work out if it's a redemption story for him because he doesn't skin or behead the little girl.
Yeah, he doesn't kill the girl, and he
starts singing.
It almost comes across like he's kind of cured, almost.
He's realised what he's done because
the first person talks to him, like he immediately all this sort of weird sort of sneer he has drops. And he just sort of does it honestly. And after that, it's like, oh, okay. And they just carry on.
And I also like the fact the little girl says, "Do you want to sing a song with me?" He's got the whole world. And he just put, that seems to cure him, right?
Yeah, he just gets weirded out by this little girl.
Yeah, and he starts singing. So, and you never know, do you, when he comes back, whether he's killed the little girl until you see the plane fly over and the little girl.
They keep it like 20 minutes before the little girl reappears again.
Well, yeah, and as they're flying over the little girl, they then fly over the bloke that's run away.
Yeah.
And also, as they crash land and everyone's crying, Steve Buscemi's just singing, "We got the heart in our hands," and they go, "Shut the fuck up!" He's like, he don't care. Nah. And then they crash in Vegas.
And
it's
Cyrus
a weird action scene.
Cyrus takes off in the only visible way he could escape, like the most visible way he could escape.
Yeah.
Like, the fire truck takes off. If he hadn't been stood on top...
Oh, yeah, standing on top of the fire truck. Yes.
Like, he'd have gotten out of there. He'd have been, free. But no. We had to be a bit extra.
Yeah.
And then John Cusack and Nick Cage hop on bikes at the same time, like it's Power Rangers.
Yeah.
And then a mental chase happens. And then it kind of stops.
Yeah,
So,
but it's weird because there's no confrontation with Cyrus, is there? He kind of scrambles off and accidentally falls in a special head crushing machine, which is mental again. What the?
The chain of like he gets stabbed in the leg, and that's the only input that Nick Cage has on him. And Nick Cage stabs him in the leg, which kind of traps him on the ladder, and then he lifts the ladder up.
Yeah.
But then they go under like an overhang bridge, like a connecting bridge between two buildings, where it's like a restaurant or something.
Yeah.
Cyrus, the ladder hits it, launches Cyrus out the other side. He proceeds to land in some power lines.
Yeah.
So he's now getting electrified. He then falls off.
Oh, I forgot about that. It's a bit carry on, isn't it, this bit?
He falls off onto a conveyor belt, which drops him into the head-crushing machine.
I have to say, that whole sequence is like,
but then it just like hits, it crushes his head.
Yeah, it feels like Airplane or Austin Powers or something. This could be in an Austin Powers film, this whole scene. It's so weird. It is so weird. We also mentioned when he realises the drug lord has crossed him, he basically gets accidentally covered in petrol, and Cyrus just throws a faggot, cigarette at him, and he bursts into flames. Yeah,
and we get Nick Cage again, stone faced, running away from the fireball.
Oh yeah, that's ridiculous. That is ridiculous. And
the only time I think he breaks it, like his stony facade, is when he steps out of the prison bus,
and the fresh air.
Yeah, and he just sort of gets that.
Just fresh feeling. I did laugh the fact that Fireball was chasing him, and he jumps headfirst through a window of a door, and then the whole building with the door explodes anyway. So it's like, just run through the door.
And he got lost, so that stuntman got hurt so bad.
Man, that was bad. So... That was quite impressive. As I say, lots of 90s kind of music as well.
Yeah.
The plot was completely ridiculous. It has to be said.
Complete insanity.
Yeah.
And
it was almost like I was feeling, did John Malkovich and Nick Cage just decide not to film many scenes together, which explains it. It was so weird. Because you never see him in the same frame, do you?
Nick, with Steve Buscemi, because he's the only person he really interacts with outside of like whole group things, which only happens with the fucking when he's singing while they're crashing the plane. Is he interacts like once with Nick Cage and then wanders off and just sort of trundles back up as they're taking off. So it's do they have him for like a day?
Yeah, I quite like Steve Buscemi. I mean,
yeah, he was really fun in this.
He's also quite fun in Armageddon, isn't he?
He's good in everything.
Oh yeah, he is. Yeah. It is weird though. I had never noticed how much he reminds me of Bill Skarsgård before until I watched this film. It's like, blimey, O'Reilly. And someone posted the other day, here's a picture of Tim Curry when he played Pennywise. Here's a picture of Bill Skarsgård, and they look similar too. Okay. And it's so weird. It's so weird that. And does it finish with Sweet Home Alabama or start with?
Yeah, it finishes with one of those like montage of like short bits from the movie as the credits.
Yeah.
Where it's like, okay, here's this character played by. It's like here's Poe played by Nick Cage. While Sweet Home Alabama plays.
You know what? I can't remember how Diamond Dog gets it. Does Nick Cage
Diamond Dog? No, John Cusack drives a bike into him, and he explodes.
Okay.
There's no way else to explain it. He's on the back of the fire truck.
It's a bit live and let die, isn't it?
He's holding onto the back of the fire truck, shooting at John Cusack. Cusack jumps off the bike. The bike hits Ving Rhames, and then there's an explosion.
Okay, the bike just explodes then.
Yeah, it just pops.
Wow. Okay.
For the rest of the scene, there's just a fireball on the back of the truck.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. I mean, this is on Disney Plus,
but not like the back of the truck is exploding. It's more like when the Batmobile has the fire coming out the back of it.
Yeah.
Just a flamethrower.
Yeah. It's a mental ending. The whole Vegas thing's And at one point, John Cusack and Cole Meany look at each other and says, Well, this worked out well, didn't it? Us letting them land in Vegas. There must be millions of dollars worth of damage.
I like the bit where John Cusack's just like, sorry about your car, man. Like, he just genuinely apologizes for.
And doesn't he say, I'm insured? I didn't.
It's getting on my nerves anyway. A new one.
Yeah. So that's
like, where does he get the little redemption moment? He's been the worst the entire movie.
It's so weird because Cole Mooney was so played against what we used to him playing.
Yeah, again, like this is the most anti-O'Brien he could be.
Probably deliberate. It's just a change for him. It was fun though, right? It was a fun film.
This is a very fun movie,
and it's on Disney Plus, so it's
very easy to get a watch in. So.
Yeah, it's easy to get hold of and watch. But I'm amazed I never actually got around to it before because I really like The Rock. But you know what?
Yeah, because I swear you've told me about this movie before.
Yeah, I know bits of it. No, I don't think I've told you how good it is because I wouldn't know. What I've told you about is like, you know what? I do remember seeing the ending. You know what? I might have come in from the pub one night and watched the last 10 minutes of what the fuck is going on there kind of thing.
Yeah.
I feel like that's all I've caught of it before. But I have seen the memes of, put the bunny down, and I've seen the memes of him getting the fresh air in his face. They're kind of well known gifts, right? There's gifts.
Yeah.
Apparently, other people considered for the role of Cyrus were Jason Isaacs, who would have been good. But John Malkovich was great, I thought, actually. Mickey Rourke, not sure. William Dafoe. And Tom Sizemore, who, we don't really see him in much anymore.
I think I know Tom Sizemore.
And apparently it was offered to Bruce Willis, which is mental.
Yeah.
It's like, what? Why would Bruce, what?
One, he'd never take that.
No.
Two, like, no?
Yeah, they're trying to get the die-hard audience in, aren't they, for that?
Yeah.
It came out the same year as Lost World. Jurassic Park's Lost World.
Okay.
Same week, I mean.
Oh wow. Okay.
And topped it. It beat out Jurassic Park 2.
Yeah.
In tickets. So how about that? That's kind of interesting.
That's pretty good.
And it won. No, sorry. It's nominated for the best original song. How Do I Live? Didn't win though.
I don't remember this "How Do I Live" song.
Okay, I kind of know it, but probably just from this.
I just do not remember that song at all.
The song was also nominated in the Razzies as the worst original song. But well, it's not a great song. I don't know.
Now, something I did read was that there's apparently plans for a sequel set in space. And I think the writer or the director was like, I don't know, there'll be robots or some shit. And it's like, okay, this is the most basic there's going to be a sequel plan ever. I think they make fun of this sort of thing in Airplane 2. So
yeah. The other thing I want to mention is Johnny 23 gets his comeuppance because he decides to get raped when all the other crims are trying to pull him.
That was fucking brutal. That was great.
Yeah, and he kind of says, when you wake up, I'm going to be Johnny 24, but then he gets sorted properly.
Cage knocks him out and then chains him up in the plane.
Yeah.
And they do a bit where after the plane crashes, they get to him and it's like, yep, he's dead. And he's chained with his arm up in the air and they move him and the arm stays there. It's like,
because that's the point. Is that at the point where Malkovich really realises something's going on?
No, that's after they've crashed.
Oh,
it's like paramedics.
I've got it all confused, to be honest, because it was a mental film, though, so that's okay. I haven't got much else to say about it. I enjoyed it. It was nowhere near as good as The Rock, I wouldn't say.
Yeah, The Rock was a better film.
My better film. But it was fun. It was a goofy, fun action film. What do you think of it?
Like I say, it was a really fun film. My friends suggested making a weird daisy chain of hardened prisoners, working from this and The Rock. So if you find a film where Sean Connery is being taught by some sort of he's being mentored by some sort of hardened criminal who's been in prison for years. That's something we could give a try.
I can't think of anything.
Yeah, I can't think of one, but it'd be a fun chain of going through Mentor sort of.
The cons in this kind of made me think of The Longest Yard, the remake. In fact, I mean that was made a lot later, wasn't it? That was more 2000s, but it kind of made me think of that kind of.
You've done The Longest Yard.
Adam Sandler. I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not sure. There's 2 versions, you see. Well, there's 3 versions. There's Burt Reynolds one, which is the best. There's an English one, which is called Mean Machine, which is the British name of The Longest Yard when Burt Reynolds did it, and which is about football rather than American football. And then there's the Adam Sandler one. Let me just have a look.
I've seen the Adam Sandler one. It's pretty good.
It's not bad. It's not bad. Yes, we did cover it back in 2013.
Oh,
wow! We did The Longest Yard and top 5 movie remakes. Episode 100 as well.
Episode 100. Wow.
How about that? Let's go back a bit. 2013. So we got through quite a lot.
How close to a decade was it? Like, is it? What month was that?
Oh, hold on. I've closed the page now. I'll have to have a look. So, what are you asking? If it was like,
how close to a 10-year
we're recording that now on
the
1st of October, right? So, let's have a look. It was July the 8th, 2013. Okay. So, just over 10 years. 10 years and 3-4 months. Right?
Yeah.
5 months.
Wow.
Yeah. Yes. 4 months. 3 months. 3 months. Yeah. Close enough, right? Yeah. So, okay. Ratings?
I'd put this probably on a 7 or an 8.
I'll give it a 6.5. I think it was fun. The incoherency of the plot was like a bit annoying because I was like, "What is going on here?" But I did thoroughly enjoy it, and
I am still confused as to why some of the most evil men in America were being transported with Nick Cage, who was going to be paroled.
Yeah, that is mental. Well, it's mental plot.
Just like.
And I have to say, for a 2-hour film, because usually I like an action film at 100 minutes. Unless they're exceptionally good, like The Rock or Aliens or something like that. I'm all right with those longer versions, but I like my action films short. But you know what? I didn't look at my watch. I'm quite happy with the time. So yeah, not bad all round. I mean, the other big Nick Cage action film from this era is probably Face Off.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, maybe we should do that.
Face Off is again overlong, really overlong, but really cool film. I kind of like John Woo's, his Hollywood attempts. Mission Impossible 2 was okay, but Face Off was great. Broken Arrow, which no one talks about, was Travolta and Christian Slater. It was really good, and Hard Target with John Claude Van Damme.
Oh, yeah.
That was really
I've
good.
seen that one.
Yeah. They're 3 really good, solid films. Face Off being, I think, the best, personally. Again, nonsense premise, but yeah, it's fine. So, okay, let's wind up there. So, next time I think we'll be doing a comfy chair again, because it's already the beginning of the month. They fly around this. So, bye from me.
Bye.